This is the Latched On Podcast, where we explore the outdoors, including hunting, fishing, and woodsmanship in the Appalachian Mountains. So let's dive in. Welcome to the Latched On Podcast. Welcome back to the Latched On Podcast. Zac and Andrew. Been enjoying a little bit of summer vacation time and all that stuff. So we ain't podcasted since June. And as the time of recording, this is already September 3rd.
Dang
so it's getting close. Like hunting season's getting close. Me, Zac, and our buddy Thomas Sword, we went to Mobile Hunter Roadshow up in Stanton, Virginia. Shit, tough. Almost a month ago. That's crazy because it didn't.
Was it that long ago?
It was August 10th.
Yeah.
And I mean,
holy crap! It was almost
like 3 weeks ago, three and a half weeks ago. So I mean, that's crazy because it didn't feel like a month ago. It felt like 2 weeks ago at most.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we went up there. First time we ever went. Talked to the guys, a lot of the guys at Lone Wolf, Osseo Gear, just First Form, Outdoors. Really educational and beneficial experience for me. I'm sure it was for everyone else that was there because they put on a heck of a show.
That's what. Yeah, I think I mean, I know we're kind of fanboys of them and stuff, but there's reasons. One, the stuff that we use it works well, or the stuff they produce and we use works well. But two, like you go up there, it's only $25 for a ticket, right? So that, and then whatever your drive is. We ended up camping, which made it just as much fun. But yeah, it's $25 for a ticket, and then you get there and they don't try to sell you anything. They have stuff set up, they have their vendors, their sponsors set up, but you're not obligated to buy a thing.
I was about to say it's not a. That's what I liked about the roadshow. It wasn't a. The thing was about educating you to be a better deer hunter.
Yeah, it wasn't a sales pitch.
Showing you setups, but the whole. Yeah, it wasn't a sales pitch.
Yeah, there was zero sales pitch about it. It's like, hey, this is what I use. If you like it, you can try it.
And they weren't saying like, this Lone Wolf custom stand right here, you will not kill deer. It was nothing like that.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is what we use. See how we set up. Try it for yourself.
Yep.
And if you like it, man, we got a couple for sale. And we got some special deals for you about it. So it was definitely. I was glad we went, definitely, and we learned a lot, especially listening to Bobby, Cody DeQuisto, and
all the different
Zach
speakers.
Robb. I had a bunch of different speakers, and we just learned a lot. And it's great to talk to different people like that because it may open your eyes to something else that maybe you ain't doing, or it may provide a solution for what you've been doing. And I talked to AJ like after the whole thing with First Form and Lone Wolf, and we were talking about that big old buck that I caught on trail camera last year that only came out with 2 days a year.
Yeah.
Showed him the whole map area, and he gave me his 2 cents.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it just opened up a lot of avenues. I'm just like, yeah, maybe I got the trail camera, I got the community scrape, I set up right there. It might be good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's probably cruising over here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, maybe I should look at that area.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's eye-opening to get that extra input.
Yeah, it made me want to push even further, even sooner.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be really, really aggressive this year, more aggressive than I even was last year. And last year I went into it kind of slow, and now I kind of regret it. So this year I'm literally like opening day, I'm pushing in like straight to the bank, and then if I blow it out, fine, move on.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of
plenty of deer.
Yeah, exactly. I've always going after that Cody's kind of style anyway. That's who I've kind of connected with, just as in like what makes sense to me in my head. So you can fanboy about whoever you want, but certain people, like the way they do things or the way they operate just makes sense. And that's why like we connected, or me and Sword definitely connected well with Bobby Edwards because he was prior military. So like his lingo and the way he holds himself and talks, it makes sense to how me and Sword were kind of like taught.
Yep.
So we linked up with him, and he taught me a lot just on the stand setup. And I took actually a bunch of tips from him on my stand, and I've already done the little things. And that's what's cool is like on the roadshow, all these dudes that are known killers, like they're from all over the different places. They try to bring them in from like similar areas to wherever you're going. So like the Virginia one, there's a lot of Virginia people. Bobby's from South Carolina. So it's not as mountainous, but similar, still the more southern, southeast. and they bring them in and they show up. They bring their setups and they show you their setups and what works for them and how they put a zip tie here or they put a gear tie there. And you get to see everybody's like how they do things. And some things you might be like, oh, okay, that's a pretty good idea, but I don't like it. Or that's a really good idea. I'm going to do that as soon as I get home. And that's what I did. I took some stuff away.
The zip tie idea really, just like zip tying the cam buckle to the stand. I know you ain't doing that because you're using it as a way to hold things down, but I did that, and it's just like, why didn't I do this beforehand?
Yeah, it's something so simple, and it costs like, what, 10 cents for a zip tie?
It's just so simple, but yeah, continue what you were talking about, yeah.
But yeah, it's just you pick up little things here and there, and it's cool too because everybody there is humble. There's nobody there. It's like, oh, I'm the ultimate whatever, because they were taking stuff like we would mention stuff that we did, and they were like, I like where that's at. Show me what you're talking about, and we'd show them. They'd say, well, I'm gonna do that to mine or whatever. So it's real humble guys. It wasn't just a damn sales meet, and they wasn't just trying to pump stuff down your throat. I don't think, well, other than a T-shirt, I didn't buy anything from them.
I bought a hat and a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's like we didn't have to buy anything.
Yeah.
Now I ended up ordering.
I was debating on buying a lone wolf stand because I'm the only one out of our little group that does not have a lone wolf stand. And I got an old Novik stand that Zach sold me. And I want a lone wolf stand. It's just that I'm pretty sure that if I bought one this season, I probably would not be married. or I would definitely be living in the doghouse.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Well, if family comes first, it ain't worth it.
Yeah, family's going to come first. And the Novik stand works just fine for me right now.
If it works, that's all that matters.
And it works, and it's only like, I think my whole setup, gear and everything's right at 20 pounds. So that's, in my scheme of things, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's not bad.
If
you're still being mobile, and that's what they talked about. Like, they don't care what stand you use. Like, if you're being mobile, and their idea is just the mobile game. So, yeah.
But if I got a lone wolf stand, 0.7, I'd be shedding 5 pounds total. Which, I'm not gonna lie. Probably next year in the off season, I probably will be looking at a lone wolf stand because I've already talked about getting a new bow and getting a new stand to the bow for more custom fit to me because I'm a wide-shouldered, tall guy, and my tri-axe is nice, but it's also really compact. And
I was gonna say that is like a more compact bow.
It's something that I've had to gear to me instead of
it kind of already fits you.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, but I thought about getting a lone wolf stand there, but I was like, nah. Let's not get forced, or let's not make the wife too mad.
The Osseo stuff I thought was pretty impressive too.
Osseo stuff was good.
It's a newer company.
I did buy a jacket from Osseo. Yeah. I forgot about that. I did
pre-order. We ordered some stuff like after
the fact. But you ordered did you and Sword or just you ordered the leafy jacket? Yeah, I'm about to say you all ordered the leafy jacket. I thought about getting the leafy jacket, but I'm like.
So I don't wear like hardly any camo. If I do, it's usually just.
I may get it for turkey season if I do.
Well, I wanted it for turkey season, which was a big thing. And another is like I don't hardly wear any camo unless I'm wearing my like old OCP pants from the military. But I listened to a couple podcasts about some dudes hunting off the ground, and I just wanted it to be another tool in the toolbox. So if I go in, I can have that because it don't weigh. It weighs like less than a pound. It's super. It's like a mesh. Just literally just a super.
It felt great.
Yeah, it's super light. Oh, and it's dead quiet. It doesn't sound like a trash bag.
It doesn't like you get the cheap leafy stuff at like Walmart or something like that. It makes so much noise when you. It sounds like
This stuff
no.
It's super quiet. It's pretty sweet. So I was like, well, that's another tool in the toolbox. That's with and they. Or that you get if you're at the roadshow, you get discount, for being there. So at a discount under $100, like even without a discount, it's only $100. And then they have sales all the time too, and they also give military first responder discounts too. So definitely support that. But it's a younger company. They're based out. They're 4 whitetails, and I seen something cool. Like if they started making more solids, like I'll probably start buying their pants because.
That's what
did you see the video they did on Instagram where the burrs won't stick to their pants? I was like, well, that right there alone is a pretty dang good selling point, coming out and not having birds all over you. But yeah, anyway, I got the leafy jacket for like another tool in the toolbox, so I can strap it under the seat of my stand. If I go in and I just cannot find a tree or whatever, but there's a big brush pile, well, I can just set up right in the middle of that brush pile and hunt off the ground. So it's just an option that I wanted to have.
I think Sword like just bought a bunch of Osseo stuff.
Well, so we're proud of him. He lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
So he's been working real hard, and he's lost a bunch of weight. So he used to just have a bunch, I think, like Bass Pro Cabela's brand, like just just regular everyday guy, camo, and none of it fit him. Like his stuff was falling off of him. So
He needed it.
yeah, proud of him. He needed it. So because he kind of rewarded himself for sticking strict. And when I say he lost weight, I ain't saying he lost 5 pounds. I'm saying the dude lost like pounds. So
Stones.
yeah, stones. So proud of him for doing that. And then that was kind of his treating himself for that.
Shout out to him compared to like first time I saw him in person was since deer camp.
Yeah.
And that's almost a year ago. And I was like, that's not Sword.
Yeah.
That looks completely different than what I remember. But yeah, I bought a Osseo puffer jacket, which is they were on pre-order, but it was reversible and it was dead quiet also. And I was looking for something a little bit more late season to keep me warm.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets below 35 degrees and stuff like that. And they were talking about that, and as soon as he stuffed that thing up and compacted it, I was like, sold.
Yeah, puffy jackets are awesome. They always have been, and then theirs again is dead quiet, which I thought was just insane how they done that. Like once again, like if it came in other like solid colors, like a green or like a ash, like kind of grayish color, like I would have bought that instead.
Yeah, if it wasn't black on the inside, I mean, I still got it, but if it was like a tan or a forest green on the inside, I would have been like even more sold.
Oh yeah, that's what I ended up just getting a more primitive puffy.
But I will probably I'm still looking at Decathlon, which is like just a hiking company. I'm still looking at their puffer jacket because it's relatively cheap. It compacts really small. I know I don't need one now, but it's dark forest green. I'm just a weird guy I'm like you. I'm kind of a weird guy for solid colors right now. Because I've big disclosure, man. Camo's all good. Camo's designed to break up pattern, but your grandpa hunted deer in a plaid and blue jeans. Like the secret is keeping still, not what camo you wear. And I don't buy into the scent lock shit. I really don't. I think it's bull crap. I think it's just a way to get you to sweat and smell like utter crap underneath those clothes.
Yeah, you can't beat a deer's nose. You
can't beat a deer's nose. So the best thing you can do is play the wind.
Yep.
That's the only thing you can do. But you can fool their eyes, and you can fool their eyes without camo. Now, don't get me wrong. Me and Zach both have First Light, and we've wore Mossy Oak, we've wore Realtree, we've worn every kind of camo. I like First Light's fusion pattern based on its pattern, and primarily it's really good for turkey season, especially early turkey season when the green hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
But do I need to wear the First Light fusion pattern during deer hunting? No. Like I said, honestly what I have on right now, which is a forest green button-up shirt, I got a First Light Wick shirt underneath it, and I would switch my pants to like probably the First Light Trace pants just because they're good for early season and heat and all that stuff. That's probably what I'd wear.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go out in the woods and hunt that. They're like, that's one thing that we've definitely figured out, especially in the last 2 years, is you don't have to have camo to hunt deer. You can just wear comfortable clothes.
Yeah. Well, that's why, I wear my multicam pants, but that's because they were free and they're comfortable.
And they're comfortable.
Yeah. And I have like multiple pairs
and that's
of them.
Another thing. That's another thing about First Light is I wear First Light not because of the pattern, but also because it's comfortable. Their hoodies are comfortable. Like their Wick hoodies are good. Their furnace hoodies are good for early season, and I'm pretty impressed with their crap. I can't remember what name it is, but it's the one that has the thigh zips that go all the way down.
Trace.
I got the Trace pants.
Yeah.
Those are good because they got the vents in the pockets. It's before 308s. It's the Corrugate Foundry, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that. But they work good and they're comfortable for what they are, especially in the crotch section. I like a breathable.
Ventilated.
I like a ventilated crotch section. But yeah, what we learned off the Mobile Hunter Roadshow is it was just a great time. We had a great time after the roadshow because we camped there. And
Virginia's after party, we won.
Yeah, we definitely won the after party. Yeah. They can Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Iowa can argue all they want, but I think we brought it on the after party.
We even had a Florida man there.
Yeah, we had a Florida man there that came up there.
Rick, shout out to Rick for driving over 10 hours, man. He's an awesome dude.
Cool dude. And we talked a lot. And we had deer burgers the first night before the road show. And there was from the doe you killed at deer camp, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And then we had a bunch of catfish that Zach caught up at Bugs Island a couple weeks before that. And then Zach decided to invite everybody.
Yeah, I did invite everybody.
Which we had no problem with, but me and him were like, we may not have enough catfish for everybody.
I brought pounds of catfish.
We bought pounds of catfish. Like it was the biggest catfish was off of 10-pound catfish.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, we fed most of the people with that catfish, but we had to go to the store to buy backup catfish just in case that we ran out. And then the bread and recipe we used was great. We deep fried it right there on your little Blackstone. We got like one of them Bass Pro deep fryers, but we didn't want to waste a lot of gas using that kind of burner.
Yeah.
So we just got the pot and deep fried it on the actual Blackstone.
I have the camping. There's two different camping Blackstones, just a little gear tip.
Yeah.
I have the one that's like, it's only, instead of the full 20-inch griddle, mine is only I think it's 14-inch griddle with the eye on the side. The reason I wanted that is because when we go to deer camp, my wife usually makes us chilies and soups and cans them. And then so when we get there, we just pour, and out of a jar, we pour it straight into a pot that's a home cooked meal, but we only have to dirty the pot.
Up, we
just warm it up on the eye.
Yeah.
And you can put a pot on the griddle, but nothing. It doesn't do as well as a high.
I about to say the heat conductivity is a lot slower.
Yeah, so that's the reason I wanted that for what we do, and I mean it worked good enough to fry fish on. So
yeah. Oh, it did great.
A little slower than a regular burner, but
the sweet potato fries.
Yeah,
were great. And me and you, when we went to Cherokee, we stayed at a restaurant. I forgot what it was called. Something Boathouse.
It's Cook's.
Cook's Boathouse. Yeah, Bean Station. If you're ever down Cherokee Lake, try that place out. I recommend it. We stayed there after a rainstorm, ate some lunch, and Zach turned me on to the sweet potato fries and drizzled honey on it. And that's like I've never been like a big sweet potato fry guy, but that changed my life.
It changed your life, especially with fish. Good fish or a good burger. You can't beat it.
It changed my life. So, but yeah, I mean, we learned a lot of things. We had a great time, met a lot of people, and that's really what I wanted to take from it is networking and get in touch with all these like-minded people so that we can all just help each other out and make ourselves better deer hunters. That's all we can ask for.
Absolutely.
And yeah, I mean that's really what it boils down to. So we just wanted to kind of touch base on the Mobile Hunter Roadshow since it's been like 3 weeks since it happened, and I'm like, we got to do a podcast about this because we're going to forget everything that we do.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I don't know if we're going to go next year. If we do decide to go next year, we're taking my camper.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Because the campground up there actually had power, an outlet to it. So I'm like, bring camper up there, run that AC, and be kind of bougie it up a little bit because that's my big thing about summer, man. It was August. The nights after about 2 a.m. it got comfortable.
Yeah,
but it was just so muggy.
It was pretty muggy until then.
It's weird in Virginia, but down here, don't get me wrong, it gets humid and muggy. But it seems like the further east we go, even though it's still mountainous like here, it's just hotter. I don't know. I guess it's because it's closer to the ocean. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But yeah, we learned a lot. Learned some useful stuff for deer camp this year, which we'll talk about another podcast.
Yeah,
about that.
we're not going to tell you where we're going, but we are staying in a primitive cabin this year at
we're
east of the Blue Ridge. Is the only place
we're kind of bougieing it up a little bit, but I think it was the right call.
Yeah. Well, we're going in a lot harder area too.
Yeah, we're in a lot harder area. We're not able to hit it.
Yeah, better deer, but harder terrain. And we're going east of Blue Ridge.
And we're not able to scout it as much as we would back here at home. So instead of finding a random campsite and camping there, we just said, screw it, let's get a primitive cabin. That way we at least have 4 walls, heater, and an AC, God forbid if it's hopefully it's not warm that week. And that way we can at least have good sleep, not be freezing when we wake up in the morning. And then we're right next door to the national forest.
Yep.
So I mean, it's not like we're having to still drive from quote deer camp to national forest. So yeah, but that's it for this podcast. Talked about the Mobile Hunter Roadshow. Talked about just the great people we met there and the great time we had, and how we're looking forward to putting that information forward for deer season. And next podcast we'll probably talk a little bit about the preparations for deer camp. And I mean, it's September, so I mean, dove season started yesterday. I thought it was going to start Saturday, and I looked it back up, and it started yesterday.
Yeah.
That was weird. I don't know.
And squirrel season's in like 2 weeks too.
Yeah, squirrel season's in what's Saturday?
I don't know.
The 6th.
Yeah.
3 days.
Oh, okay.
So this Saturday is squirrel season starts. So if it was like this morning before the sun came out and it was cool and crisp like it was this morning, I'm probably gonna be squirrel hunting Saturday morning first thing.
Yeah.
So either that or late in the evening I will be squirrel hunting. So, but anyway, guys, getting off on other talking. So appreciate y'all listening. Give us a like and subscribe and a follow. And if you have any questions, just give us a message and we will do the best we can to reply to that message and give you an answer. If not, we know somebody that probably could give you that answer. So hope you all have fun listening to it. We'll catch you next time.